This is a midterm election news update. It's about the special election that happened this past Tuesday in Arizona. And you may have heard that the Republican candidate, Debbie Lesko, won out over the Democratic candidate, Harel Tiperneni. And the New York Times and the Washington Post had different opinions about whether this was a good thing or a bad thing for Democrats. The New York Times thought it was great for Republicans, and the Washington Post thought it was great for Democrats, and I happen to agree with the Washington Post, and I will tell you why. But first, because I am just a human being and love gossip, I'm just going to talk a little bit about why this election happened. So this election is to replace a guy named Trent Franks, who was forced to step down because he asked members of his staff to carry his children in a rather unusual way, and this is quoting from Politico. Aides were concerned that Franks was asking to have sexual relations with them. It was not clear to the women whether he was asking about impregnating them, the women, through sexual intercourse or in vitro fertilization. So yeah, I can't imagine that what the conversation was like, even if he was asking them to be surrogates when they're also his employees. That's crazy. But anyway, I was just doing the background research and I just thought that was too nuts. So let's get into the data and the really important stuff. Even though the Republican won, why is this good for Democrats? And basically it's because the numbers were really, really on the side of Republicans. So, for example, if you talk about registered voters, in that district, which is the 8th, which is suburbs of Phoenix, 41% of voters are registered Republicans compared to only 24% being registered Democrats. So that's almost a 2-to-1 advantage for Republicans. Secondly, Franks had won in 2016 by 37%. Trump also in 2016 won by 21%. So I think that told people in the district running these campaigns that this is a Republican district, but it's not a Trumpian district. Even though you had Republicans winning in 2016 by 37 and 21% respectively, Lesko only won by 5%, which is not great. And another thing that actually made her in a ways a stronger candidate than Tiperneni was that she has a history of public service. She was actually a member of the state legislature in both the lower house and the Senate. Whereas Tiperneni, who's a physician, this was her first candidacy for office. So there were really many, many, many reasons why the Republican had the advantage, and the fact that Lesko only won by 5% is another sign that Republicans really need to worry in the midterms, but of course only if we keep working as activists and citizens. So that's the story on Arizona. Let's keep fighting.